I just tore off this lump of fiberglass which was not very well laminated into the hull. It was hidden beneath this box, this, I don't know, the tank. It was all glassed over, and beneath it there is some rust. I found the bronze material which is cast into the hull, and this is the prop shaft support. This bronze part is filled with some gunk. So I don't know how to proceed. Maybe I try to clean it inside as much as possible, digging a bit more into the support. It revealed there is a machine screw which is going through the hull and through the support, holding it in place, so I'm not so nervous about it. Someone told restoring a boat is all about sanding and grinding. True words. Ooh, I'm sick of this stuff. But it's looking great. I removed all old contact glue which was used to glue the insulation onto the hull. But all this dust, all this mess, which has to be cleaned up. Guys, I just almost finished building a tank, a new fuel tank. And if you wonder why it looks like scrap, then it's because it is scrap. It's made out of some scrap plywood, and it's actually a model to test fit. If it fits well in the place where I intended it. So I just screwed some plywood bits together, and I made a really sloppy job, but it's only just to make sure that it fits. Ho, ho, ho. This is the model of the tank, which I built yesterday. And now I'm on the boat, and we will see how it fits. Fingers crossed. So the model of the tank is in place. It's located just behind where the engine will be, under the cockpit sole, and being 1 meter and 15 centimeters long, 45 centimeters wide, and 35 centimeters high at the highest. And it's gonna give me about 105 liters of volume, which I think is enough for me. I don't want the fuel tank to be too big to avoid the fuel standing in the tank for too long. I think even this 100 liters is much more than I need. And should I ever make an extended voyage, I can always take additional fuel with me in jerry cans. And I have this idea between the cockpit sole and the tank. That is good. 30 centimeters clearance. Hard to show it with one hand, but this 30 centimeters gives me enough room that I can build a shelf on top of the tank. It will be supported by the plywood walls, which will be connected to the cockpit side on both sides of the boat. So between them will be a shelf, and I can mount my batteries there. Here it is, another view to the engine bay and the so-called tank behind it. I'm not in the grinding or sanding mood today, so I decided to tackle another job which needs to be addressed. The stern gland was leaking quite a lot when I sailed the boat home from Sweden, and I removed this flange which came off quite easily, and also the stern gland itself. So now I can take the measurements. I already know that the shaft itself is 25 mils, but I just wanted to double check if maybe it's 1 inch, but no, it's metric, it's 25 exactly. And the tube, shaft tube, it's 38 mils, also metric. And the old stern gland is let's say 15 centimeters long. I changed my tools. Last time I used an angle grinder, and boy, what a mess it was. The air was full of glass fiber dust, and everything was covered with this. So now I'm using this cheap sander, and it's much better. No dust in the air, it's connected to vacuum. Nice sunny Saturday morning leads me to the boat shed again to do some more sanding. How happy can I be? Before I start another beautiful day of sanding, I take my morning coffee and take some measurements. You know, all this sanding, dull work, leaves me a lot of time thinking. And one thing I'm thinking about is engine swap. There are so many things to consider about engine swap, like the existing foundation of the engine, its relative height to the new engine, and available length in the engine bay, stern gland placement, stern gland length, and before taking any decision, all these things have to be clear. Lucky for me, there are blueprints available, drawings available in the internet, and so I can just check all the measurements and see if they fit in the real life. Boat acrobatics. You can see I'm much better equipped now with this high-tech respirator and glasses. Another weekend in paradise. Saturday morning. I've spent a few evenings after office hours sanding the boat interior, and it's tough job. Dust is everywhere. The body is itching no matter I wear these overalls. I'll show you what I've done. So I hang these covers to protect some of the interior, but it doesn't help much. It's dropping down, and so I've cleaned these parts, and the more I do, the longer the list becomes. For an instance, this is the half bulkhead, which is for some reason too short. It was made of two pieces. I removed one to give me access to the countertop to remove it. And now I look at this other one and I cannot imagine myself to put it back in so many pieces. I think I will take this one out and make a one-piece bulkhead, half bulkhead, instead of this. And this gives me also access to this area back there, which I can sand there. You see there is old paint is coming off, so everything needs to be cleaned to the fiberglass and repainted. And looking at this, the bottom of this shelf is somewhat curved or not supported well, so one more job to do. I hope in the main saloon I can keep most of the furniture and woodwork, but let's see what the future brings. Cuts like a knife. So this is gonna be used as a template for the new one. I put my markings here, how much I have to extend it in different places. If you are watching my channel, you probably know this song. I am standing